Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Blue Jays Today. We're your boys. We always got something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog. And today, folks, once again, we are talking about Cody Bellinger. I truly thought that these rumors were going to be put to bed, that it was just all over. You go out, you get Kevin Kiermaier, you go out, you get IKF, you get Justin Turner, and the offseason is winding down. Nay. Jeff Passan coming, stirring up the pot once again, and apparently the Toronto Blue Jays, they might be back in. Before we get into it, folks, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment your thoughts down below. So first things first, let's flash over and just kind of evaluate what it was that Jeff Passan said. We're going to give our 2 cents after we evaluate that, and then kind of just decide whether or not this is actually to be believed, and could the Toronto Blue Jays go out and do it?
For sure. So where the pot kind of got stirred was Jeff Passan. He was on a Chicago radio station, and they were kind of asking him basically like, hey, do you see anybody else going out and getting a Cody Bellinger? Like, it feels like it's pretty much locked in. And, to that, interviewer's question, yeah, it did feel like it was pretty much locked in that he was going to be Chicago Cub, but no. Jeff Passan still believes that the Blue Jays actually will make a desperate move at Cody Bellinger. And he goes on to say in this other article here, he gives some reasoning behind it, basically saying that because we missed out on Yamamoto and Ohtani, that we're going to get really desperate and go after Cody Bellinger. Now, to your question and your thoughts right there at the end, do you think this is actually factual, or do you think he's just trying to throw stuff out there because it's just fun to stir the pot?
Well, listen, okay, if this was anyone but Jeff Passan, like if this was John Morosi or if this was Heyman, if it was Bob Nightingale.
Oh, Bob.
I don't think that it would have got the same media coverage that it did. But you just saw Jays Journal. They came out with an article. You had multiple other podcasters, analysts coming out and discussing this. And I think it's all because it was Jeff Passan, because after that Shohei Ohtani stuff, after John Morosi came out and said what he said and then was inevitably proven wrong, effectively all of Twitter and just like MLB media as a whole said, if it's not Jeff Passan, don't believe it. This is Jeff Passan, and Jeff Passan, very rarely does he speculate on anything. He comes out, he says something, usually like that is what's going on. So I think that's the only reason why right now I am having a little bit of hope as to the Toronto Blue Jays maybe being back in on this guy. Because if it was anybody else, I don't know if I'd be buying into this.
So here's my thing. My whole thing has been, well, they have a certain budget to spend this winter, right? And, you had Mark Shapiro come out and say the budget early on. Granted, the budget would have been completely thrown out of the window if they got Shohei Ohtani.
Right.
But nobody else is Shohei Ohtani. Not even Cody Bellinger. He's not even Shohei Ohtani. But now they've spent all the money to get back to roughly where they were last year. Like after the Vladdy arbitration came out, we kind of had a good idea as where the Blue Jays are. And I see you got the luxury tax right up here for the Toronto Blue Jays. Just all the players' contracts right over here, folks. And right around where they were last year. They spent about $250. They're about $246 right now. So right around that mark. So are they going to go out and actually make another attempt to go add another big, valuable guy? Average annual value is going to be at least $25 million. You got to look at maybe even more. Are they going to go out and like get desperate and like blow their budget out of the water?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
First thing is no. But it can't be that average annual value. And I think that's what Passan is saying right now, is the fact that Cody Bellinger and his market and what it was expected to be, it's not that. I don't think he's getting paid $200 anymore. I think that if he's going to get paid, it might be closer to $150 or $160. And I think in that conversation, then Ross Atkins starts to go, okay, maybe we can do something here. Maybe. I'm not saying that they're gonna, but I think that it opens the door once again.
Well, I think that he would have been signed already if someone was offering him what he wanted.
Correct,
what Scott Boras was saying. So obviously, maybe the price is dropping a bit. So if the price is dropping a bit, I could see the Blue Jays going out and making an offer. But to Jeff saying, I don't know if they're that desperate to go and make a very competitive offer at this point based on their budget right now.
Yeah, I mean, I do trust Ross Atkins in what he's saying when it comes to him believing in this team, right? I don't know if we necessarily all believe in it, but I do think that he believes in the work that he's done and the roster that he's constructed. I also, though, believe what Scott Mitchell came out and reported just a little bit ago in January, where he said that the Jays are in bargain hunting mode right now.
Right.
I think that Ross Atkins, that's just him as a human being, dude. Like, this guy is a bargain hunter. And I think that if he sees value in Cody Bellinger, like he sees a contract where it's like, that's actually closer and more tailored to us, and there is value there, then I think that he's going to want to pounce at it. But I think that the number has to be right. That's where I'm at right now.
The number has to be right. Look, Cody Bellinger, I'm not saying I don't want this guy. I love Cody Bellinger. We've been saying since day one, man. We want to get Cody Bellinger on this team. Go spend whatever amount of money it takes to go get Cody Bellinger. He's the lefty. He's the power bat. We're really going to change that Toronto Blue Jays lineup. The thing I keep coming back around to is, are they willing to go so high over the luxury tax? Because this is year number 2 in a row where they'll be over the luxury tax. So that means 30% of all the money over that threshold will be taxed. And if they sign Cody Bellinger, they'll actually reach another bracket between $20 and $40 million over that luxury tax, which after signing Cody Bellinger, no matter what the price, will put them in that bracket. That's going to be another 12%.
Yeah.
So you're looking at like 42% you're getting taxed on. We've never seen this sort of territory for Rogers Communication or Ross Atkins and Mark Shapiro. So unless they do it, I can't say or bet on that they will, because it's new territory.
Let me be very clear. I am not betting that they will. In
You're
fact,
right.
I would argue that we probably shouldn't get our hopes up here.
No.
I think that at the very least, what this means to me, because it's Jeff Passan and because Cody Bellinger's price is significantly dropping, there is now a sliver of a chance. And yesterday or 2 days ago or a week ago, I would have said that it was completely zero.
Right.
I think that right now, by what he's saying, and because the Chicago Cubs haven't gone out and haven't signed him, and they're not meeting his expectations, we might actually be genuinely shocked at what his contract could be.
Yeah.
Like, is there a reality? Is there a reality where he has to sign another prove-it deal?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think so. Look, because he wants to get that $200 million. 1 year of a bounce back after 3 years of being just, I don't know, let's face it, awful.
Yeah.
Just awful, right? Like, I think that might actually serve the Blue Jays better if we got him on some sort of like 2-year deal with like opt-outs, like player opt-outs. If you want to stack in like, see, that would, if they're comfortable with it, if it puts them into that threshold, if they want to stack like 50 to 60 million in 2 years for this guy, which I think is pretty reasonable if you give him on a short term.
Yeah.
Like, do they want to do that? Do you think that's possible? Time for a quick shout out to Betway. Betway is the best place to make all of your sports bets on all of your favorite teams. Betway is also in collaboration with iGaming Ontario. Must be 19 years older to participate. And guys, please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content.
I think that's possible for them. I think the better question is Cody Bellinger willing to do that?
Right.
And that's all determined by the market, right? If he really isn't getting what he wants, then maybe he has to do something like that, or maybe he has to come to terms with having a deal that is heavily incentive based, right? You hit this many home runs, you have this many at bats, we pay you this amount of money, right? Like, maybe that would be a better option for the Toronto Blue Jays if it's on the table. I think that with what Jeff Passan is saying, it just means that the Chicago Cubs, they ain't budging. They are firm, and they do not want to give this guy what he wants. And so eventually somebody is going to have to blink here, and maybe it is going to be Cody Bellinger.
Well, I mean, Jeff Passan put it as well in the actual radio clip. He said that the Cubs don't need his Bellinger as much as the Blue Jays, right? So the Blue Jays might be able to outbid them just based on their desperation. And the Cubs are probably thinking, oh, we got this guy, so let's just chill. We have him in our corner. Like, he doesn't want to move out or go anywhere else. Like, we have him.
They have leverage.
They have leverage, right? So if anybody else wants to come in and try to compete for that, then maybe they might offer. Maybe they might throw out their plan B and try to actually give them something a little bit more competitive. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Now, I do want to go back to the Toronto Blue Jays and their need for him, because yes, absolutely, they do need another person in the lineup. I think that we can all agree that he would make them just so much better. And I know, me personally, I would be much more excited to watch those guys if this guy was batting second or third or fourth, wherever the hell you want to put him. But we always do need to factor in Guerrero and Bo Bichette. And just yesterday, we were recording something and we were talking about how this is going to be a evaluation year for them, right? They're going to come into this thing, and whomstever one of them decides to pop off and go crazy, well, that guy is going to get paid $250 or $300 million. So I think that you do need to factor in that fact and just consider that Cody Bellinger's deal, whatever it is, I don't think it can impact that. I think that it's got to be a number that still allows them the flexibility or the capability to extend one of those guys.
I hear what you're saying. I think, though, if I'm not mistaken, we were kind of more comfortable giving Bellinger like the bag essentially in a long-term deal, with also still Vlad and Bo on the team in the exact same situations that we are like earlier in this offseason. Like, well, at least I was.
Okay, at least I'm saying you would be. I don't think that the Blue Jays are, because they didn't do it. So I'm thinking that their number, I do believe now at this point, their number has got to be a number that still allows them the capability 2 years later to re-sign Guerrero or Bo Bichette. One of them.
Or even to reassess the whole team, right? Not necessarily just Bo or Vlad, but also the whole team. Because again, like we've said before, if they don't come out and they don't compete next year, now they have the options after 2025. The contracts are falling off the table. Like, it is going to be a steep drop in what you're paying your players. So maybe that gives you an option to reevaluate the whole team at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to get this guy, again, and I think this is why he's not getting paid. You don't want to get this guy locked down for a decade, have him be very, very bad, and then also have the Blue Jays kind of fall off. And now you're in a situation where Cody Bellinger is getting paid $27 million a year. He's like 33 years old, and he's hitting for 220 or something.
You know what? Screw it. I'm on board with a 2-year deal with player options. Like, and he's gonna deny those player options.
Of course, I'm on board with it.
You know, like, come on, like, if we give this guy, like, maybe it could be potentially guaranteed for like 180, but like we stack those first 2 years, and then we drop it off a little bit in the later years. Then that will incentivize him to like play well, get paid more, opt out. Screw it. Give me Bellinger for 2 years, man.
If he's in a desperate situation where he's actually willing to start listening to those offers, like, pop off, Ross Atkins. Like, actually go crazy, dude. Like, if you have to insult the guy in there, like, go for it, dude. But like, whatever it is, like, concoct some type of fucking weird ass deal, make it happen, because he would make this lineup so much better.
Look, a lot of people right now are kind of frustrated with Ross Atkins. I mean, especially after the Vladdy deal. I know they're like pinching pennies, but the fact that he lost the ARB case and then had to go to ARB and tell Vlad and make it a case against him. Now, we don't know what was said in that room, but the fact they even got to that point and then still lost, people are seeing it as a failure. And then obviously missing out on Shohei Ohtani and not getting in big bats and all these weird moves. He needs to do something this offseason to prove that this is still a good team and can be a good offseason.
Yeah. In conclusion, folks, do I think he's coming? No, I don't. Do I think that we should hope that he's coming? Probably not. But there is a sliver of a chance. So take that how you will. Guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below about Cody Bellinger potentially coming over to the Toronto Blue Jays, or they're potentially being desperate to get him. We want to hear all your thoughts down below.
Yeah, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And guys, $3 a month to become a Patreon member. Shout out, thank you to all of our current Patreon members and to our YouTube members. You guys are absolutely awesome.
Thank you so much for watching.
And go Jays, go!